Hey miners, Mining King here. Today we're gonna build a rig, so let's get right into it. And thank you Mr. Hobbyist for the super cool t-shirt. Really appreciate it, man. He sent this to me. It's a 1080 Ti Founders Edition shirt. Be sure to go check them out, guys. All right, let's get back to the video. So as you can see, my garage is just stuff's everywhere, man. I was in a hurry when I was leaving to Florida, you know, stuff like that. So I'm back now. I'm finally getting around to this. So I've been busy working with stuff on Terra, so it's getting a little hard for me to make content, you know, but I'm gonna keep doing it. So because I love making content for you guys. So what do we got here? So these are a bunch of random cards that I had that are off, right? They're just not on right now. Some of them are older, some of them are a little bit newer. I kind of got a variety here, so let's talk about them real quick. Over here we have the stack of Red Devils that I did a trade to Red Panda for for a 3070 Founders Edition. I got 5 of these and this RevTech GPU and a RevTech board for a 3070, which I thought was a killer deal. 6 GPUs and a RevTech board. So I also have a 2080 EVGA. Sorry about the lighting, I'm in my garage, guys. So we have a Sapphire 6600 XT, a 1660 Super I pulled out of my wife's computer, and this card here I just recently turned off because it was in this board right here, but for some reason all the other slots on the board have died. I don't know if it's this Molex connector cable here, but just this one slot works and the rest are garbage. So I don't know why that's like that, so I'm taking this card off. So still gonna run the test. This is the test that has the Honeywell, the thermal pad that kind of turns into a paste thing. So still working with this. This is an EVGA 1660 Super. And then we have a A2000. This is not shunt modded. Another 1660 Super and a 5600 XT from Mr. Max Voltage that I did a trade for, signed by the general himself. Limited edition, 1 of 1. So it's going to be going in this GPU risers. This is their big frame. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the Omega frame. That's what it's called. So I have it all built out right here. I'm obviously not going to turn on the fans. I mean, I can if I want, but they're just kind of there for show. I don't need them. So this is going to be on a Q270 ASRock, which is like the new motherboard that's replacing the H110. And then I think I'm going to need another one. This is one of my spare 1200 watt server HP power supplies. And then I have it on a ZSX breakout board from Parallel Miner. I think because of all the cards I have here, I'm actually going to need 2 power supplies. Maybe. I don't know. I could get 1200 because this is going to go on my 240 Nerd Gears right here. That's hooked up on my jump change meter box right now. So nothing's on it right now. So I can get 1200 watts out of here, but it might be cutting it close. We'll see. I'll boot it up, I'll get it mining, and then we'll see how much wattage we're pulling. But at 1200 watts, that means I'm only going to get about 100 watts a card, which isn't great. The A2000 will be under. I could get the 1660 Supers under, but all the other 6600 XT will be under. So the first 4 cards will be under, but I think all the other cards are going to be over 100 watts maybe. So yeah, definitely going to have to see. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think I'm going to need 2 power supplies. So I don't have enough risers from, I think I only had like 5 cards in here, like 3070 Ti's and like a 3080 Ti on this when I originally took this rig down. But these are the new GPU risers. They have the voltage and the temperature gauge on them, so that's really cool. I think I gave a 6-pack of those away, so I'm gonna have to find some other risers I have laying around. Hopefully I have some laying around. I gave a lot away recently over the last year, so because I'm not really using risers anymore, so hopefully I got like 6 more in there. So the first thing we're gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna get this rig built, get these cards in here, and then we're gonna get going. I'm gonna clean all this up right here because this is just it's bothering me right now. I got cables all over the ground. Clean up my garage a little bit, you know what I mean? So not sure how I'm gonna work this box again, because as you can see, this is much taller than that, so I might just leave the front lid off maybe, and it'll still create a little bit of a vacuum, but it won't work as well. So yeah, not really sure how this is gonna play out. So all right, guys, it's been a long time since I built an actual mining rig, so let's get into this. All right, guys, just giving you guys a little bit of an update here. So we have the NVIDIA cards in. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 NVIDIA cards, and the rest of them are AMD. So I wanted to get these in first. Now the risers I am using are not GPUrisers.com, but because I gave too many away, I only had these AAA Wave. I think these are 10 cap that I got. They're pretty good though. So I gave too many of the GPU risers one way, so I can't fill the rig anymore with them. So I'm also using the GPU riser splitters, man. These things, great cable quality here on these splitters. So one thing to know is when I do cable manage, I'm actually not going to manage these the USB data cables here, because as you can see, these will start to move, right? Like this, see, they can move. So I don't want them touching each other and shorting out at all. So I won't cable manage those because they're not very long. So I'm just gonna leave them the way that they are, and then I'll leave all this stuff cable managed. So all right, let's get back to constructing the rig. All right, miners, everything, or at least all the cards are in there on the risers, and I forgot that the RevTech actually doesn't use a riser. It goes from data cable, and if you have a RevTech motherboard, it can go data cable to data cable, so you don't even have to use any riser. So that's another way you guys could save money if you guys do RevTech. But RevTech is really good with AMD. It's limited on what driver it can use with NVIDIA. There is some little bit of tweaks you got to do to get NVIDIA to work on RevTech, so just be warned for that. Other than that though, I got the 12 cards. They're all in there. I got them all hooked up. Like I said, I'm not going to manage the cables. This frame's just really big, and the cables are only so long, so I don't want them to touch. They're already, a couple of them, as you can see, they're already kind of moved a little bit. I don't want them to move any more than they already are. The next thing I need to do is hook up the power cables, all the PCIe cables, and then hook up the power supplies. I think I'm going to use 2 on this. I just don't think a 1200 is going to be enough. I know all the 580s are going to be around 80 to 100 watts. Not very many efficient GPUs on this, so I think I'm going to need 2 power supplies, which will be my first. I mean, I've had multiple rigs that have a lot of heavy hitters in it, but they've always been an octominers. I've never had a dual power supply on an open airframe, so this will be a first for me. So all right, guys, she's up and rolling. Look at those beautiful GPU risers right there with the temps and the voltage on them. Super sick. All the cards were picked up. Little hiccup, I think one of these cards is giving me an issue, which I'll obviously have to figure that out. Maybe it's a riser, maybe it's not. It's definitely going to be fun trying to get all this to work. We obviously have NVIDIA and AMD on the same rig, so it's going to be fun to tune this thing. I'll probably leave the tuning in another video, Now, there is one caveat with this motherboard, okay? And I haven't been able to figure it out yet. No matter what you do, even if you turn this on to be integrated graphics only, right, on this motherboard, it still goes out to the GPU. I don't know why. As well as if you don't plug in this freaking monitor and find out which one of these is the one that it's projecting the video from, it won't boot. So it's, I don't know if it's a thing or whatever it is, but it's annoying. So right now I'm in, obviously it's in Hive right now. I'm updating the Hive because this rig's been off for a very long time. So I'm gonna run some updates, NVIDIA drivers and stuff like that, because it's been off for quite a bit. You can always check out some of my how-to videos, like how to install Hive OS, how to build a mining rig. I got tons of those videos. I did a lot of them last year, so be sure to check those out. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna clean up the rest of my garage, obviously, because shit's everywhere. But hey, I got the rig up, so hey, let's go. Remember, the Mining King gives you the most hashes, and I'll see you next time.